So that's what some of y'all want. That's what y'all want. And look, and nobody's y'all and ain't nobody here. Nobody is here. Nobody. That's why we do the other one.
Exactly. Yep. To give you time to come.
Exactly. Run my countdown, man. What's going on? And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Manup Real Talk podcast. I am your host with the most, Mr. Michael Wiley, saying greetings and salutations to all of you, our faithful followers and listeners. Y'all know we appreciate every like, share, and click and download, whatever it is that you do to support this podcast while Phil is actually playing the podcast in the background. We appreciate everything that you do. We appreciate everything that you do to support this podcast, man.
I'm gonna try to put us on my TV because we on YouTube right now.
Oh, Lord Jesus! But we just appreciate y'all and thank y'all for supporting. Listen, for those of y'all that's joining us for the first time, we just want to say welcome, and for everyone else, we say welcome back because your boys is back on the air with the Manup Real Talk podcast for the people. Y'all let me know if I'm coming through all right or if there's any hiccups or anything. Y'all know how it is with technology. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So y'all just let me know if we coming through all right. We appreciate all of y'all for coming and hanging out with us. And as you can see, I'm not by myself. I am with my brother-in-law, my partner in crime, a right-hand man, Mr. Philip Hines, a.k.a. Mr. Classic, a.k.a. OG Triple OG, who is always and definitely in the building. What is going on, fam?
What's going on, brother-in-law? What's going on, people? Hello?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Yeah, I'm here. I see we got a little lag. That's why I'm online checking it.
That's why I said. That's why I'm bringing them up now.
That's why we check this thing. Yeah. All right.
So all right. What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
Seems like we good. All right. Y'all let me know if we're good, man. I don't see nobody in the chat, but if you're in the chat or if you're just done and you're listening and hanging out with us, listen, I appreciate y'all. And I thank y'all for coming out and hanging out. It's another Tuesday. It's another Manup Live, and we are happy to be here. Look, we got a good one today, man. We're talking about things that should be normalized in 2021. Talking about things that should be normalized. I see Big Sean is in the building. What's up, fam? I see you. Sean is here. Yolanda is here. Sister Elena is here. Hey, Elena. Appreciate you for tuning in. We're talking about normalizing things. Normalizing things in 2021, or things that should be or shouldn't be normal. Because there are a lot of things that we tend to accept in society, and in this society, it seems like people are suspect of the things that seems to be normal, and they accept the things that seems to be off. I don't know what's going on, but we want to talk about those things and talk about normalizing things that should be and should not be normalized. But before we get into that, I have a rant.
We on.
Every now and again, what are you looking at?
I got us on my TV.
Oh Jesus! Every now and again, if y'all don't know by now, as Phil say, I get on the soapbox, and I tend to rant about things, and a lot of times I try not to say nothing.
So basically, you say you finna get on one tonight.
Look, you know what? Not necessarily get on the soapbox tonight, but there is something that I wanted to just kind of put out there and get off my chest. Look, since we're talking about normalizing things, let's do this. What I don't want to normalize. What's going on, John? I see you. I see Jackie in here too. Here's what I don't want to normalize.
What's going on, my people?
I don't want us to normalize this so-called struggle that our teenagers / young adults believe that they're going through.
Oh, you're talking about little privileged ones that think they're going through this imaginary struggle.
Not even necessarily privileged. Here's what I need y'all to do. What I really want y'all to do, and this is for all my teens and my young adults out there. I need y'all to do me a favor. And now y'all know Uncle Mike don't ask for no favors. I don't ask y'all to do a whole lot of things. But I need y'all to do this one thing for me. I just need y'all to just shut the hell up. Because y'all are getting on my last nerve.
Mike said shut the hell up.
Here's why I'm at that point. I'm so sick of every time I go on social media, because I'm on social media. And you know, and because I'm looking for subjects and I'm on different forums and stuff like that. And every now and again, I come across a video where there is somebody that's talking about how sick, how they struggling and how they going through. Most of these struggles are coming from things like, my dad woke me up at 7 o'clock this morning to cut the grass. # the struggle is real. My mom wanted me to wash dishes and I had sprained my ankle. I asked, how was I supposed to sprain my ankle? I mean, how was I supposed to wash dishes with a sprained ankle? She said, use a chair. # the struggle is real. Please, for everything that is good and well with the world, just shut the hell up.
Ooh, he said it 2 times.
Because I am so sick of y'all little privileged, spoiled, unappreciative little bastards.
Wow, Mike. Whoa.
Because here's the thing. And let me say this. I understand that there are some struggles. I understand that there's a such thing as depression among teens and young adults, and they suffer from anxiety and peer pressure and all these things that's out there in the world. You know, you have social norms that they try to conform to, because now the world tells them the only way that they're good is if they get likes and follows and stuff to validate them. I get all of that. Y'all ain't struggling in no wise. Here you are at home, not paying rent, ain't got no bills. You got your own room with a door that you can lock at your own leisure, and a place that you ain't paying no bills, mind you. But you have a nice home that you can go to. You got a bed that you can sleep in. You all got closets with $100 pair, with $200-$300 pairs of shoes. $200 and $300.
You talking about the extra privilege?
Hold on. No, this ain't extra privilege. $200 and $300 purses. You got phones in your pockets that cost anywhere between $500 to $1,200.
Yeah,
you got the watch to match the $500 to $1,200 phone that costs $400, and then you got the headphones or the wireless headphones that cost you $200 to go with the $400 watch and the $1,200 phone. Your TV is bigger than the one that your parents have in their front room. You have multiple game systems. You have nice clothes. You have access to food. You can shower and do any and everything that you want to. Come and go when you please. Use a car that though you may put a little gas in, you ain't paying for no repairs. What is your struggle? Please enlighten me.
Tell me how you really feel, brother-in-law.
Enlighten me. Tell me what your struggle is. Because maybe I'm old, maybe I'm an old head and I don't know. But y'all ain't struggling. You complaining about doing the dishes when most of y'all ain't even washing the dishes. You're putting it in a machine and turning it on. You're not hand washing dishes anymore. You complaining about cutting the grass, and yeah, your dad may have woke you up at 7 o'clock, but it's a good chance you ain't even get out there until 9:30 because you're slow. And you struggling. You got struggles. How, Sway?
Okay, Mike, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Since I got you on the soapbox, I know I'm waiting for the answer you give me. Do you think that we're at fault for some of that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you this, parents, listen. All these struggles that they claim that they're going through, all these, life is so hard. Don't you sit up there and let them fool you into thinking that it's your fault. Don't you fall for the okie doke. That is not your fault. If you are at fault for anything, it's for raising a spoiled, unappreciative child.
Bingo.
And not teaching them the value of $1, not teaching them responsibility, and not teaching them accountability. That's what you're responsible for. And I'm not just saying you, I'm talking about all of us that got kids like that.
Yeah, Sean, he went all the way hard. Yeah, he did.
You guys, and I'm saying you, but I'm including myself, has created these monsters. And now you're figuring out, and now you're trying to figure out how to kill it.
But Mike, I said we sit at our in-laws, our mother and father-in-law table when we was talking about today, this a couple of years ago, and I said we have to take the blame because we created these monsters. And everybody got mad at me. No, it's not that, but it is.
No,
we
bro.
had to, Mike. Come on, Mike. We got to stop saying no. Some of this is our fault.
Yes.
Because we had this, a lot of us had this mentality, I'm not going to do my kids the way my parents did me. Because your mama made you wash the dish. Because your daddy probably did make you go out there and cut grass. So by you thinking that was so bad as a child, you sped around my child. You do, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
That's why I say a lot of us, we complain about it, but a lot of us are at fault for the way these kids are. It's a generation of spoiled, entitled kids going on, and you don't have to. And I joke about privilege, but you don't even have to be rich. It's these kids that's not even rich. They got everything in the world.
Thank you.
And we did that.
And you know what, John? And yeah, we made it easier for them. Here's the thing. I don't mind. As a matter of fact, if you want to give your kid everything, I get it. I understand that because some of us didn't have when we were coming up. And the one thing that we said is, you know what? If I ever have kids, I'm going to make sure that he or she never goes without. But these kids don't know what struggle is. Can we please stop normalizing this thing like my kid is struggling? No, he or she is not. They don't know what struggling is.
Mike, if a child used to get a YouTube, used to get an iPhone every year of the year that it come out.
Every time it comes out.
That means nothing to them. It don't.
Nothing.
Stuff like that don't mean. I had my first beep on a cell phone until I was grown. Now I understand that we want to have kids. We want to make sure our kids are safe. So we get them these phones and stuff to you know what I'm saying, so they can stay in contact with them. But we should have stopped at no kids. No, they need touch. They need touch screens because you want YouTube and all these other things to babysit your child. So you have to go get them touchscreen phones. If you would have kept it to the old Nokia flip phones, everything be okay.
Right. But it's not even that. It's again, I get the mentality of wanting to give your kids stuff, right? I totally get that. but it shouldn't be to the point where that stuff substitutes for substance.
But a lot of people, a lot of parents do that.
You just give them stuff. You give them stuff. They got, and look, and if you got the money and if you want to spend it, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to be in your pockets. But all I'm saying is that we need to stop pretending like these kids are going through guilty to make it seem like it's something that we did wrong. That's crazy.
We taught them not to appreciate anything,
absolutely nothing. Look,
did you hear me?
You did nothing wrong but try to do the best for this kid, huh? Yeah, I mean, you're right. But you didn't do anything wrong. But hello.
Yeah, Mike. Wait. Yeah, talk.
Oh, you kept asking. Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you, but you freezing. I'm telling you that right now.
So,
see, it's a delay on you, man.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. It's but I'm just saying we shouldn't be it shouldn't get to the point where they struggle becomes, our fault. Some of the struggles that they're going through is because of the decisions that they made. Yeah. Just like some of our struggles was. We can't blame our parents for that stuff.
Hard head make a soft butt.
Yeah. Some of those struggles are their fault. And look, let me tell you this. Look, here's another warning for some of y'all out there, and you try to make it seem like you coming up so hard. Some of y'all out there playing the role like you've been in the streets, like you about that life. You better stop it. Because see, here's the thing. Real street niggas don't talk about being in the streets. They don't talk about that stuff. You know what they do? They just make their moves and they do what they do.
Yeah.
But y'all sitting up here, y'all making it seem like you from the streets and like you about that life. You ain't about that life, son. Believe me, you not. And you better calm down because somebody gonna test you.
It's a Billy Badass for everybody, Mike.
Man, for everybody, bro.
It's a Billy Badass. Trust me, it's a Billy. You just ain't bumped into him yet, but believe me, it's a Billy Badass for everybody. And if you don't know what a Billy Badass is, that's somebody that can whoop you.
Yep. It's for everybody. And look, all I'm saying is that you gotta stop. I just don't want the parents to feel guilty about you sacrificing and doing everything that you can, and things not necessarily working out the way that they wanted it to, and now they're trying to make you feel bad.
No, what you feeling guilty for? You did what you're supposed to do as a parent. You'll be a fool to feel guilty and knowing that you did everything that you were supposed to do as a parent. You'll be a fool to feel guilty about anybody's struggle, especially if they're grown.
But you have some parents
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Shouldn't do it. If you're a parent like that right now, listen to me. Don't do it. You're looking stupid. You did everything you're supposed to do as a parent. You gave them everything. Don't go feeling guilty because some grown person don't want to listen to what's right, so they keep on bumping their head to the wall. Hey, my daddy said it. A hard head make a soft you know what. Sometimes you have to bump your head a couple times before you get it. You can't hand walk a grown person. Now, a child, you can raise them so far. But once they get into that 19 to 20 years old spot, soon you got to let them start bumping their head. You can't keep holding their hand, especially if it's a boy, because he's going to be a man one day. So you got to let his hand go and let him keep walking into that wall, and eventually he will get it. You can't babyfy a grown person. That's why my father, I'm sorry, Mike. My father always said it can't be a lot of men living in one house. He told all of us that. It can't be a lot of men living in one house. You want to know why? Because a man somewhat is the dominant. You can't have 1,000 alphas walking around. My daddy said it. I'm the king of this castle. You want a king? You want to be a king? Get you a castle. Simple as that.
Right. Now look. Now Lena said it. She said it plain and simple. Young adults and teens don't know what struggle is. They just look at social media and others and compare themselves. Struggle comes with sacrifice. Absolutely. Here's the thing. These kids don't know what struggle really is. They don't know what it's. I know people. I know people that lived out of their cars. I know people that been in shelters. You understand what I'm saying? I personally know what it's like to go without lights and gas for weeks on end. I know what it's like to have one outfit for school and in a school where you didn't have a uniform. I know what that's like.
That's a struggle and
to sit up here and for these kids to try to create a false narrative like they going through and that life is just so hard and that they just don't know how they're gonna make it. It's crazy to me. And you have a lot of parents that's walking around here beating themselves up because they think they did a bad job. Let me tell you something. The only thing that you needed to provide your child was shelter, food,
and
clothing, and hopefully instill some moral values within them so that when they got older, they would be productive members of society. Everything else is optional.
Yep.
Wireless internet is optional. iPhones and iPads and tablets and all the stuff that we give them, all of that stuff is optional. That's not what they need to live. Those are luxuries.
Big time luxuries.
And most of them have grown up and they don't even appreciate the stuff that they have.
No.
And the moment things don't go well, they I'm like, really? That's what we're doing?
When you use the finer things, man, I mean, why appreciate it? You used to getting this.
Yeah.
For real.
Just stop it.
You know, Jackie and Chris used to always make fun of me because I love Jordans in high school. But McDonald's paid for them Jordans.
Yeah.
My mother and father wouldn't buy me no Jordans. My McDonald's check paid for them Jordans. And yes, I used to spend my checks on those Jordans. But I had to go work at McDonald's to get those. These days, it's not like that. We buy kids these 2, 3. And Jordans was like, what, 101 when I was getting them? Now they're like $200-$300, and you see these kids, parents banning for them. So, like I said,
that's if you even lucky enough to get them when they release, because you got people that's going and buying, and they resell them for like $300 and $400.
Exactamundo. So, like I said, we just taught our kids not to appreciate anything, not the value of $1, not to go get out and get it yourself, none of that, because we gave it to them.
Right. Oh. Oh Lord.
I animate
Look, my wife will tell you the same thing. She'll say I'm spoiled because I was the only boy, but I really wasn't. I wish I was spoiled at times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, listen.
But it made you better. You know what, Mike? It made you, by not being spoiled and privileged, it made you a better person. Because I knew a lot of brats that was like, you know.
And it's what? It said we both bought our
shoes, the same place brought our groceries.
Hey, boy, and the way that's true.
What was that store? It was oh my God, it was a store on 118th and Halston. What was the name of that store when I was a little boy? They did sell gym shoes in there. Man, I can't remember, man. Shoes
right next to the Ham Hocks. She was like, oh,
yeah, nice. I can't remember the name, but they did. They sold gym shoes. Oh man, I can't remember that. It's right there on 118th. This like back in the 70s, man. They did sell gym shoes. But don't get it twisted. Look. I didn't start wearing name brand gym shoes until I started working at McDonald's. So right. Don't get it twisted. I was wearing the what was ones they had at was it Payless? They looked like the Jordans. What was the one? Then my brother brought me some for my freshman year. But what was the one? They looked like the Air Wings, Air Pro Wings,
Pro Wings.
Pro Wings. Was it Pro Wings?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So y'all can bump with that spoil, man. So now, don't you know. I got fresh, but McDonald's kept me fresh, so I'm good.
Yeah. She was crazy. Look,
my daddy taught me the value of $1. For real.
Yeah. And again, I try not to get on here with these things, but it's just I've been seeing it so much, and it's it just irritates my soul. And I really wanted to bring that out because I see the effects that it has on the parents. I see it.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's like, and man, I don't want, especially my fathers, because sometimes these are things that we really struggle with because as men, we're supposed to be the providers. So when our child is saying, I'm struggling because I don't have or because I can't get, that's a pressure. And that make dudes feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to do because they're not happy because they don't have certain things. And it's not that they don't have the things it's just that they don't have the things that they want.
And that's when you're supposed to just not pay attention. If Mike, like I said, if you're a parent out there doing everything you're supposed to do for your child, and they talk about the struggle mess, and you feeling guilty about it, I'm just being real with you, man. You kind of slow. Seriously, no, man. Don't let no child guilt you for doing something that you have always done. Now, if you never did it, I can see where that'd be guilt, but I'm not going to be guilty. And I did everything I supposed to did as a father. Not going to guilt me. Get over it. Go in your bed and cry. Write a journal. Do something. I don't care.
Said, write a journal. I'm just listening. I don't want to stay on this longer than I've already been. But listen, mom, dad, do not feel bad.
Not at all.
What you have done for your kid. Don't you feel guilty about that? Because some of y'all made sacrifices. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, like some legit sacrifices. You had things planned and you didn't do it because this came up or that came up or because they really wanted something and you wanted them to have a nice Christmas. You wanted them to have a nice birthday. You wanted them to have a nice graduation. And you often put your own things on the back burner.
Exactly.
To make sure that they had and make sure that things were great for them. And for them to try to make you feel like you ain't did nothing, that's wrong. And it shouldn't be normalized, and we shouldn't accept it. That's crazy to me.
Don't let them do it to you, y'all.
I want to tell you, you did a good job. And if you didn't do a good job, and if maybe it's some things that you didn't do well, or some things that you could have done a little bit differently, then do better. Just do better.
But if you did everything you're supposed to do for that child, and now they old and they going through their little whatever they're going through, do not let these kids guilt y'all into feeling bad, especially if you did everything you're supposed to do.
Look, they will do it. They will do it. Dude, and if you are not strong enough,
go ball up in your bed and hold a pillow.
My kid,
man, they better go ball up in the bed and hold their pillow and cry to themselves, because I'm not gonna care, not at all.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a boy. If you're a boy doing that, that's not gonna do nothing but make me mad.
But no, really. Because you got to understand in this world that we live in, you gotta. Here's the thing, though. You have to understand that in the society that we live in, the kids have it worse than we did when we were coming up, right? When we were coming up, we were just happy to get whatever. We was happy. Look, you can't front on me and say that when you got a new pair of Pro Wings that you wasn't happy.
Man,
you didn't know. You didn't know that you had
you put your clothes out for the first day. Remember you put your clothes out for the first day of school?
But you didn't know you had Pro Wings until the little bastard that had on Nikes pointed it out to you that your shoes were Pro Wings. No, you just had on cool shoes.
No, I didn't know I had Pro Wings until my brother brought me some Jordans when I was going to high school.
And now that sentiment is 100 times worse because you got the internet talking about you, your friends is talking about you, and everywhere you look, you're looking for acceptance, you're looking for validation, and these kids, especially African American kids, have been taught that you are worthless unless you have things. And then that translate over to mom, dad, I need these things to feel better about myself. And then we say, here you go.
But that's when you instill in your kids, you should instill that confidence and let them know. That's when the parenting come in, when you letting your kids know that none of this mess matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what we did was we complied with it. You know what I'm saying?
We complied with it.
Everybody.
Here's the thing. it's not even so much that you giving it to them, but it's when they feel like they deserve it for not doing nothing.
Hey, man.
The entitlement is what
entitlement, man. These kids are spoiled and entitled, man. A lot of people don't like when I say that, but it is what it is, man. We just raised a spoiled entitlement generation. Like I said, kids don't kids don't get excited about anything because they're used to getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, first day of school. Come on, man. That's when you got new clothes.
You only got new clothes on the first day of school and Christmas.
First day of school.
And Easter.
So
Easter, Christmas, and the first day of school. These kids get new clothes almost every other week, and they ain't working.
Hey, man, that's the way it go, Mike. That's where it go.
They not working.
We want our kids.
Listen, please, for the love of everything that is good in this world, do not put yourself through this craziness and making yourself feel like you have failed as a parent.
Not at all.
Because you have not. The only thing you might have failed in, as I said earlier, is not teaching them the value of $1 and not teaching them the value of things. And every time they phone crack, you go and replace it. You paying $150, $170 to get the screen fixed. Because I need my phone fixed. I need my phone fixed. Then you need to take care of it. Let them cut them thumbs for a couple of weeks, and then I bet you they'll take care of it a little bit better.
Yeah. Like I said, the kids do not know how to value anything because they're so used to getting it. So cracking the phone, mom or dad gonna take me to get it replaced anyway. So it don't matter.
Before stuff start going digital, now the games, now you can just download the games right to the system. When the boys was coming up, you got the disc, for their little Nintendos and the Xbox and stuff, you had to buy the disc. Well, they would take the disc out when they would play games. They would take the disc out and put another one in, but they would leave it in the floor. And then eventually the disc would get scratched and then it didn't work. I found myself going to the stores, getting the disc repaired, or just buying another game altogether. And eventually I realized how much money I was spending. And I said, I'm not doing it anymore. I said, you know what? The next time this game gets scratched, it's officially dead because I'm not buying another one. And they would sit up there and be like, huh? Okay. Yeah, let me find another game in the floor. And you know what they started doing? They started putting them games in the books that we had. They started putting them on the spindles because once they learned that I wasn't buying anymore, they was just like, well, we need to take care of these because daddy ain't buying another one. Yeah, you better take care of it. You better take care of it. But that's something that we have to teach them. We have to teach them the value of things. We have to also prepare them and let them know that people just ain't going to hand you stuff. They're just not going to do it. So when you get out there in the world and things don't work out the way you expected it to work out, guess what, dude? It's okay. It's okay, ma'am. Things don't work out the way that they're supposed to all the time or the way that you want them to.
Steven just put a good one up. Put his up. Sometimes parents compensate for subpar parenting by buying them things that they don't deserve.
Yeah. Look, it happens. It happens. When you feel that you are not doing, like I said, a lot of times instead of just being, instead of trying to be a better parent, we give them stuff. And the stuff is supposed to substitute for us, and it doesn't. And again, I'm not in nobody's pocket. Man, give your kid the world if you can. But in the process of you doing that, teach them the value of things. Teach them the value of things. Teach them that you just it ain't growing on trees like you can just pull it out the air and say, here you go.
But that's the part that's missing, though, Mike. That's the part that's missing. It's not that you can't buy your kids everything. You're not teaching them the value of anything.
Yeah.
So when they crack that phone screen and you keep going back and forth, getting it fixed,
man,
like you said, let them scratch that screen and get them fingers cut up a little bit.
Let them get them thumb cuts a little bit for a couple of weeks.
They'll stop.
Let them feel that pain for a little while, and I guarantee you, the next
I don't
time,
want nobody to think that we're being mean by what we're saying, but this is the truth. Sometimes you have to let you. Sometimes Sometimes you have to let your kids bump their head, especially once they get older. Because, once they get in those teens and once they get like 18, 19, they really ain't listening to nothing. They think they know everything. So for kids like that, you have to let them bump their head a couple times so they can realize it. And I know that might sound mean to some people right now, but it's the truth.
I mean, but it's the truth, man. And listen, I love y'all. And I there's a look. Just in the comment section, the people that I see, I know are some great parents. I know they are. And I know that sometimes all of our kids have a way of making us feel a certain way. But don't y'all fall for that stuff, man. If you know that you did everything that you could have done, don't sit there and let them create this narrative like, oh my God, things are really, really hard. Because they ain't experienced hard yet. They ain't been out in the world.
No.
And once they get out there, boy, man, it's gonna be a whole different thing.
This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing.
It's gonna be a whole different thing. And
absolutely nothing.
And the thing is that we and since we're on this subject, God, I didn't want this to go this way, but since we here, let me say this. Can we stop normalizing putting our kids out at 18 years old, please? That's the dumbest thing I never understood that. Black people, black parents, can we stop putting our kids out or planning to put our kids out at 18 years old? You finna put an 18-year-old out in the world and you ain't got a plan for he or she. You are a detriment to your own child. I don't care if you don't like it. But if you plan on putting your kid out at 18 and you ain't got them a solid plan when they get out there, you suck as a parent. I do not understand why that's the thing. Oh, once he turned 18, that's it. He gone. Why? Is he ready? Have you taught him how to manage it? Have you taught him how to balance a checkbook or just to manage his bank account? Have you taught him the importance of credit? How to manage his money? Obviously, he ain't learned how not to spend it on frivolous things because all you've done is buy him the newest Jordans every time they come out. So his money management skills probably is gonna suck. But you finna put him out in the world at 18 with no plan and no life skills? Stop that.
No,
stop it.
I'm all about tough love, but no, you don't put your child out without even teaching them about life. You can't do that. Cause you just send them out there to the wolves.
You are, Kevin, come on. You are setting these kids up to fail.
That's what I'm saying. You set them out to the wolves. You set them
That's basically
what you're doing.
And you can't do that. And Sheila, you're right. Most of us ain't leave home at 18.
Exactly.
Throw a hands in the comment section.
Exactly.
How many of y'all left home at 18? Now there may be an exception.
It might be some, but it's gonna be very few.
But very few of us left home at 18.
I know I'm still at the crib at 18. Straight up. The countdown was coming, but I was still at the crib at 18.
You said they was counting down like, look here, son, you 18. So
and I want to try to do that with myself. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, but my parents still wouldn't put me out there to the wolves because they knew I didn't know nothing. So,
Right. Now, if he living in your house and saying that he grown, that's something that you got to work out because first of all, he wouldn't be in my house talking about how grown he is. Yeah, all right. So, okay. So if you're so grown, here's what we need to do. Right. Here's what we need to do. Just like they can evict you, I'm giving you 60 days with your grown self to get yourself a place. Hey. That's what I'm gonna do because you're so grown. Because you can't follow my rules while you're here, and I'm not. And just like we talked about last week, I'm not saying there are some things. Sometimes we don't have to be sticklers when it comes to rules, but it's some things that you absolutely should not give in on.
Oh no,
if they living in your house,
no. Now if they disrespectful. Yeah. That's totally different. That's totally different. If you got this disrespectful child in your house, you got to do what you got to do as a parent and as a homeowner.
That's what she said. He gone. Okay.
That's totally different. Yeah. Believe me. Trust me.
But we gotta stop normalizing putting our kids out. Black people. And I'm emphasizing that, and I ain't trying to be offensive, but Black people, people of color, We have to stop normalizing putting our kids out at 18 and we don't have a plan for them. See, white people can do it because most of them have generational wealth and they kids can go out at 18 and try and fail because they can afford to. Stop putting your kids out. And then if they don't work and they want to come home, you want to try to hold that over their head that, oh, now you got to come back. Yeah, they got to come back. You did not give he or she what he needed before they left. What are you expecting? Why is this a normal thing for us to put our kids out at 18?
But you know what, Mike? We gotta put another side too. If I'm giving you your life lessons, no, I'm not gonna put you out by 18, but if I'm giving you life lessons and telling you, what you're gonna do, and you come around 19, 20 years old and you still ain't trying to do nothing.
That's a different story.
That countdown kick off.
That's a different story because here's the thing. If you're trying to help them and they are not accepting of the help, and then they are not doing the things that you are, and they're not using the tools that you're giving them
exactly
to help them, then that's a whole separate issue. Then absolutely, if that's what you feel you need to do, I ain't got no problem with that. But I'm just saying, but
I agree with you. You don't send your kids out in the world if you haven't taught them anything. But if they're disrespectful, that's totally different. But
think about it. 18 years old, they just getting out of high school.
Man, listen.
And you finna say, all right, enjoy the world, son. Daughter.
No, sir.
I hope you do well.
18 years old. Ooh, wow.
I hope you do well. I mean, look, don't stop that. That says, and if they supposed to stay with you to save money, stop taking up. And listen, I was just about to say that too. Thank you.
All that. You give me $200 rent every time you get paid, and how you want to move.
Now, there's two sides to that coin, though. Now, if you're saying, okay, listen, you're here and you're working, but however you want to do it, and I can't tell you how you want them to contribute. I don't see a problem with the child contributing. And here's why.
Don't take all their money, though.
Right. And here's why I say that. Because it's teaching them that, listen, your life ain't free. Because it's not. I'm not saying that you break the kid and that you break his bank. But at the same time, there should be something that
you teach them responsibilities.
There is absolutely something that he or she can do to teach them some type of responsibilities. Look, at the least, let them pay their own phone bill. If they want these phones, let them buy it. Let them pay that bill.
Man, you talk about a lot of young folk dropping down Androids.
Look, I know. I'm telling you. But I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is parents exploiting their kids and making them pay rent. Like the whole thing. Like you got to give me $500 a month. No.
Majority of these kids doing DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that stuff just keep a little money in their pocket. You can't even make these kids
now
give you $500.
I will say this, and y'all ain't gonna like me for saying this. If you use my car more than I do, and if that car goes down, I absolutely expect you to put something on the repairs. Absolutely. Son. You putting something in. Putting something in on this transmission because you ran it down. You put 15,000 miles on this thing in less than a month. I don't drive it that much.
I agree with you. I agree on that. I agree.
You putting some money on these repairs.
Yeah. If they drive your car as much as you do, I think they should help you with repairs.
I get you putting gas
and help on the gas also.
Come on,
and help put on the gas.
It's some things. I get it. I don't think you should break their pocketbooks, but at the same time, no, man. Look here, son. You driving this car? You gotta put. If the car ain't down, how he or she gonna get around?
Yeah,
I just think that's fair.
No, that is fair. That's fair. That's real fair.
I'm not saying that you got to because here's the thing. If he or she is in an accident, do you think they should pay for the accident? Yes or no?
Hey, Mike.
That's all I'm saying. Some things is fair. I'm not saying that again. I'm not saying that you break their pocketbooks. But I will say this. If you're not going to have them pay bills, don't you let them spend all their money on stupid stuff. make sure they stacking their money.
Yeah.
If the whole purpose for them is staying with you so they can save money, then you should make sure that they saving money. Don't you sit up there and say, "Oh, well, why you in my business, nigga? Please." Why am I in your business? You are my business. I need to see what you putting up and what you spending. Because if you're spending more than what you saving, then now we have an issue. Stop being chicken parents. Check your kids. If they're at home, you have that right. Not saying that they don't have a right to privacy, but it's some things you need to have access to.
See, we didn't have privacy and stuff like that, Mike. We was
privacy? Closing a door?
Man, you can't close. That's you remember when our parents used to think that was disrespectful?
Locking a door? Oh,
and don't have a girl and don't have a girl in your room.
Oh.
Matter of fact, you and the girl can't even sit in the room. Y'all sit on the couch in the front room.
You sitting up front. You going in the room? That's disrespectful,
man.
Now
these kids got it good, man. Now they just don't know.
They tell you that you invading their privacy. I pay for this place.
I could never dare to say that.
You don't have privacy unless I deem it so.
That's why I never understood that. You remember when I let my child, just express themselves and get what's off their heart, off their chest. Shut up. Shut up.
I ain't trying to tell nobody how to raise their kids.
That's why the kids where they are right now, because y'all kept on talking about y'all let them express themselves and all that mess. And now they 17, 18 years old and telling you and talking back to you, and now you're getting tired of it. No, remember, that's where you raise them. You raise them to express themselves, to have their own opinion. And now you don't like their opinion. You wanted
them to express themselves. Well, now they're expressing themselves, Mom. Mom, you suck. Dad, you suck.
Yeah, kids.
Is that expressive enough for you?
And I know our age is saying it, but I was raised on kids are seen, not heard. You know what I'm saying? When grown folks talk, the kids go to the room and stuff, but it's not like that no more. Look, grown folks and kids are in the conversations together, and that's how kids are getting so mature also, because the parents are sitting there talking grown folks stuff, and the kids sitting there along in the conversation. So everything is totally different, man.
I'm sorry,
but like I said, hey, that's the way it was. We want our kids
not meant to
give
be
their
a
opinion.
Parenting podcast, right? This was not meant to be a parent podcast. It really wasn't. But since we here, let's just look. Stop normalizing kids being in your business. There's no reason that your child should know everything that's going on in your life. They know how much money you get, when you get paid, how many dudes you dating, how many girls you done slept with. It's like, nigga, what are you? Are you the FBI? How do you know all of this stuff? Stop normalizing
nothing. Man, I ain't know nothing about anything going on with my parents. All I knew is one thing I knew my father got paid because he always would have got a bucket of KFC.
We always had pizza on Fridays. Dad must have.
We always got like something that back then was big, like a Big Mac. You get to eat a Big Mac.
Right.
That's how you knew it was payday. You know what I'm saying? You know, my uncles and aunties gonna come over. They gonna play spades, get drunk. You know, it's gonna be party. That's how I knew when my daddy got paid. But other than knowing what he getting paid or what they pay, I didn't know nothing.
You ain't know nothing about that stuff.
Like I said,
stop normalizing that stuff.
Times have changed. Get these kids from sitting around y'all when y'all talking grown folk business. Back in the days when grown folks talk, the kids go to the room. Those times have changed, and that's our fault. Because even though we're talking, but these kids come from me and Mike's generation. Damn. This is our generation kids that we're talking about. But like I said, it was letting your kids speak their mind. I let my kids speak their mind, and now you don't like what they're speaking from their mind.
I just want them to be expressive, and I don't want to kill their spirits. And shut up.
Be quiet. Sound real silly. Now it's not cute. It was cute when they was 9 and 10 years old saying the same stuff that they saying at 17 and 18.
Right.
Their opinion haven't changed. It's just they done got old and now it don't sound all that cute no more to you. That's all it is.
My kid got to deal with your jerk kid.
Mm-hmm. That's all it is. Kids that got older and that it's not cute anymore. All that the child was saying when they was young that was so cute, it's not cute come from a 16, 17, 18-year-old. It's not.
It's not. I mean, look, I'm not saying that here's the thing. I'm not saying that everything that we have to normalize everything. And I understand that everybody's household is different.
Exactly.
I get that. And again, this wasn't what this podcast was supposed to be about.
No, it went a whole soap. We got your soapbox and stayed on it.
I'm sorry, but it's just that
because no, you ain't gotta apologize because this is something that need to be said, Mike.
Because here's why. The black family is something that is slowly but surely disappearing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because at one point in time when Sunday dinners were important and when family gatherings were important, now those things, people don't even care for those things.
No.
They don't even want to be around family. And look, and I get it. Sometimes your family can be a bunch of a-holes. I understand. And I'm gonna take it a step further. We got to stop normalizing the toxicity of some of our elders. Just gonna put it out there. Some of our black elders are toxic. And they have been toxic for a long time. And we were taught to respect them and their toxicity. But we no longer have to accept that. We don't have to accept it. There's no reason why when you greet a person, the first thing you say is, "Oh, you got fat. Oh, you still old. Shut up. Yeah. Shut up." Why would
you gotta stop. Oh, look at the slick talk old relative.
Yeah, all them slick talking relatives that be throwing shade on the low. Man, look, stop all of that stuff. I understand why some people don't want to be around family because family is trash sometimes. It is, and then they hit you, and then you know what I love about it. And I'm sorry, it's one of them days. Then they hit you with that. Well, blood is thicker than water. You need to make amends with your family. Here's the thing about that saying. That saying, blood is thicker than water, is the meaning to that is the complete opposite.
Exactly.
It is the complete opposite. Because if you read the whole saying, when they were talking about blood is thicker than water, what they were talking about is the bonds of the bonds that's on the bonds that you make on the battlefield from the blood of your brothers.
Say it, brother-in-law.
That's what they were talking about. The bonds of blood that's made on the battlefield, which means that sometimes the ties that you have outside of your house is more family than the ones that you were born into.
I'm gonna quote Ricky Smiley on this one, and I like when I like this was one thing he said. He said, "Family is who you make family. And the ones that love you and appreciate you,
man, look,
that's who you make it, and that's what I live by. I live by that. I mean, yes,
stop normalizing, right? Stop normalizing going around who you don't like.
Exactly. Yes, I love my blooded relatives, but I can understand I have some people that don't have a lick of the same blood as mine that have treated me way better than some of my blood relatives. Man. So I go by that. When he said that, I remember saying that a couple of years ago on a video, and I like that. Family's who you make it. If someone love and appreciate you, that's who you consider family. Because sometimes blood family don't always love and appreciate you. They smile in your face and tell you I love you all day long, but after that you won't hear from till another funeral. Because that's how I go with family. You don't see each other till a funeral.
Right. And we
get married, have parties, everything, but only time you see them do a funeral and then they want to tell you how much they love you.
Right. And we gotta stop normalizing the foolishness of the world. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things that I didn't even get to touch on, but I'm on this family trip, man, because I want us to be better. I just want us to be better. I want us to be better. I want us men to be better fathers. I want us to be better husbands. I want us to be better uncles, better brothers, better cousins. I just want us to be better women, ladies too. All of us, I want all of us to be better. And the only way that we can do that is to just start admitting and looking at some things we just been doing wrong.
Exactly.
And admit that, okay, maybe I didn't do this the best way. Maybe I didn't do that the best way. And just start to do better. That's all we got to do. Okay, yeah, this didn't work out. Fine, do better. That didn't work out. Fine, do it better. Failure is not, let me tell you something. Failure is not a bad thing. And since we on this tip, let's stop normalizing failure as a bad thing, because it's not. Failure, if used properly, can teach you how to do things better.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid of messing up, especially as parents. You are not perfect. So that means that you're not going to get it right all of the time. But in that instance, you still have to make sure that you don't let these little bastards guilt you into thinking that you have done something wrong. Please don't. Please. Especially when you know you've given your all. Do not let them tell you differently. And just like I said earlier, if you know that as a parent, there are some things that maybe you didn't do or that you could have done better, you still got time. Do better. Just do better. And stop normalizing all of this craziness that's out here. Because there's pros and cons with normalizing things, right? When you normalize things, basically what you're saying is that this is just a normal and a natural way of life, right? And that's fine. It makes things acceptable for everybody. But then there's also danger in normalizing some things because you take the accountability out of it. And that's why I say stop normalizing, letting these kids project their struggles on you. Stop that. Because there's some things that just like we're accountable for, they have to be held accountable for some things. You have, as a parent, have to be held accountable for the things that you did, such as not teach them the value of $1 and how to appreciate things. Mm-hmm. You have to you're gonna have to take the L on that one if that's the case, and just do better. That's all I'm saying. And if we can do that, and if we can look at the failures and that's what they are, take that L and say, what is it that I can do different and be better? What do they say? The definition of insanity is to do the same thing and expect different results. We have been doing the same thing for years, and we have been expecting different. And that's crazy. The only way that things are going to change is if you do different. So I'm just encouraging you as a parent. I'm encouraging you as just do the best that you can and be the best that you can. And if you do that, I promise you'll see a change. And that's, man, our time is pretty much up, man. It's already 7:00. Anything before we roll up out of here, man?
No, I think you said just it all. I think you said it all. I mean, even though this is what we wasn't supposed to talk about this, but I think that you jumping on your soapbox was a good thing. Because this is something people need to hear, man. I mean, you know, we're not a scripted podcast, so whatever we start talking about, we just start talking about it. I know some people say, y'all just jump all over the place. That's the way we are. We might start talking about one thing and jump on another thing. That's how real conversation goes. It's not scripted. You might end up talking about one thing and might end up talking about another all in one conversation. Real conversation, y'all. Real talk. Simple as that.
You know what else we need to normalize and stop making it seem awkward, guys, is telling your brother that you love him. Can we normalize that, please?
Oh man, I've been normalized that.
I mean, like, for real. Tell your brother, like, look, dude, you know I love you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with that, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
There's nothing wrong with that. Just like, look, Kevin, man, I love you and I appreciate you for tuning in tonight, bro.
Man, bump Kevin.
I know, I'm just saying. I appreciate that though. Phil, you know I love you, man. Look,
We family.
You've been ride or die since day one, man. And I
till the wheels fall off of a ride with you. You family.
Yeah.
So you already know that.
Saying? So, but I love all of y'all. I love everybody that tuned in on this evening. I appreciate y'all dealing
Thank
with
y'all
me
so much.
And my rant and me getting on this soapbox. You know, it's every now and again, man.
That's all good though. That's the way it go. That's the way it go in real conversation.
That's the way it go, man. I mean, but I really do. I don't say it just to say it, man. I really do. I really do love and appreciate y'all because you know what this is teaching me, and what it's taught me over the years is that for a long time, I used to always want a seat at somebody's table. I just always, because I knew that it was something that I had to offer. I'm like, dude, I just always wanted a seat at somebody else's table. And with this podcast, if it's taught me nothing else, it's taught me that I can build my own table.
That's right.
And I can add as many seats that I want to it.
You don't want nobody. Yeah, no, you don't need to be. Mike, let me tell you something, man. You're a little corny dude, so you got a lot of stuff in your brain cells that you can build your own table. No, when I say that, I'm not saying that in a bad way.
No, I know what you're saying.
You got a mind to create things, man, like this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So you can, you know how to do those type of things. So somebody like you should never want to sit at nobody's table. Me, I'm not gonna never sit at nobody's table because they're never gonna have me. I'm not safe. So I've always realized that about myself. But somebody like you, man, you don't need to be sitting at nobody's table, man. You create your own table. Bumper.
Yeah, and that's the mindset that I have right now, man. But I wouldn't have that, without the supporters that, without the people that we have and the supporters that we have. I appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
And I do not, and I say this, and I say it, but I do not take for granted anytime you all come and listen to us talk about whatever it is that we talk about, whether you do it live or you go back and watch it. Every like, every share, whatever it is that you do to support this podcast or this show, man, Lord knows I appreciate y'all. And my soul, my goal and my desire is to create a platform that can help and that can promote my brothers, and for us to just and to put us on a projection just to do better. That's my goal. And I think I can do that with y'all and with y'all support. So on that note, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I want y'all to be safe and have a great week. And on behalf of Philippines and myself, man, until we talk again, my friends, y'all get 2 fingers to the side. Make sure you holler at your boys because we out.
Peace.